Good morning, students. Hello. So, how are you all? I'm fine. Thank you. Yes, I know you all are fed up with your today's situation. That is because of lockdown. It is sometimes it is opening, sometimes it is closing. But the fact is that we have to learn this situation, how to tackle it, instead of tackling how to go through the same situation and be happy in our life, isn't it? Being happy is very important in our life. Okay, now instead of wasting much more time, let us begin to be happy with our revision of our lessons. So let us begin for the same. Students, today we are going to see the fifth lesson revision. So let us begin for the Photoshop CS3. So this is my Photoshop CS3. Let me open this. This is our Photoshop CS3. Now let us label our Photoshop CS3 screen. This is our title bar. Then this is our text menu. Then this is the next horizontal line is context menu. These are your tool palettes. So these are all your tool palettes. This is your palette, and the center where the gray portion is there, that is nothing but your workspace. Okay, now title bar. So title bar, what it is? Title bar is the topmost horizontal bar of the application window which displays the name of the program. Now text menu. Now here we can display the name of our program. These are our text menu where we are having file, edit, image, layer, select, filter, analysis, view, window, then help. These all bars are present at this, or we can say located at this text menu. So text menu is located below the title bar. So text menu is located below the title bar. It shows the 10 different menus. So what are the 10 different menus? File, edit, image, layer, select, filter, analysis, view, window, help. So these are nothing but the 10 different menus present in the text menu. Context menu immediately below the text menu. This is immediately below the text menu. Then the item in this menu changes to reflect the option associated with the tool being selected. Now, whichever tool we are going to select over here through the tool palette, for that options we are going to get in the context menu. Okay, now tool palette. Along the left side of the Photoshop window, we find the tool palette. So this is our left side of our window where we have tool palette. It works like an artist paint box and holds a variety of tools which help us to draw, paint and manipulate the image. So with this help of this, we are going to draw, paint and manipulate the images. Okay, there are different kinds of our palettes are present. Tool palettes are present. One is this is selection, selection crop tool. What all things come in selection crop tool? First, second and third. So see here, there are breaks between the tool palettes. A small horizontal line is present after each box of a tool palette. So this first consists of a 6 tool palette. So these 6 tool palettes are nothing but the selection and crop tools. Selection and crop tool comes under this rectangular marquee tool, then move tool, then this is lasso tool, then quick selection tool, then crop tool, then slice tool. So these are nothing but your all selection and crop tool. Then the next comes this portion. This portion is nothing but our retouching and paint tool. Retouching and paint tool means what? If we have to give some kind of effects to our paint, by changing its color and by adding some themes into it is nothing but your retouching and paint tool. Now in that, healing tool, this is our first healing tool, then brush tool, then this is our clone stamp, history, brush tool, then eraser, then this is our gradient tool, then blur tool, and this is our dot tool. So these are all retouching and painting tools. The next comes is drawing and typing tools. Means if suppose we want to draw something, so these are the tools we are going to use. So that is paint tool, then horizontal type tool, then path selection tool, and this is our rectangular tool. So these are nothing but our drawing and type tools. Now annotation and measurements. So annotation and measurements means used for annotation and measurement. Means this is our notes tool if we want to add any notes, eyedropper tool, then hand tool, and this is our zoom tool. So zoom in and zoom out is done by with the help of this zoom tool. Then the next one is foreground. This black color portion is nothing but foreground, and this is background. So foreground means what? Whatever comes in front of us, that is foreground. Whatever is background means backside of our image is nothing but your background. This is your edit in quick mask tool, and this is change screen mode. If you want to change the mode of our screen, this we are going to use it. So now these are all the tool palettes. Now suppose if the tool palette is not visible on the screen. So if this tool palette is not visible on the screen, then what we have to do? You have to go and choose the window from the text menu and select the tools option. So suppose this I have deselected. Now can you see that tool palette? No, it is not visible. So what you will do? You will go to the Windows tab and just select the tools. If you will select the tool, that window will display with the tool palette on the screen. Now how to create a new file? So for creating a new file, you have to first open the Photoshop and then create a new file by selecting the Files tab. In Files tab, go and select the new option. What is the shortcut key for opening a new? Control plus N. So this way we are going to open it. A new dialog box appears on our screen where you have to mention the name, width, height, resolution, color mode of the layout, etc. and press OK button. So now let us give us the name as 8th standard. Then Photoshop, we have to give it in the form of a centimeters or how it is. So I'll just select the I'll just do the selection background. If you want any background color, so we can choose the background color. And if you want to do any advanced settings, so after pressing OK, I have got my background on my screen. Now let us start using or inserting an image and text into our file. So now first if I want to add an image, so we have to follow files, then in files select the place option. Place means we have to place it something. So let us add that image. So for adding an image, go and select the file and click on the place option. As I click on the place option, I want to place an image from this PC. So from this PC, I want to select the picture. I am selecting this penguin picture and I am placing it. So now, see here students, you can see it is very small. Now I want to adjust it with the help of the mouse by dragging it. So as I have finished the dragging, I can stop it by double click on it. So as I finish the adjustments of my picture, so I'll just double click on it. This image will get fixed. Now you can see, you will find that a new layer appears in the layer palette. Now see here, a new layer has been appeared in our new layer palette where the image is placed if the layer palette is not visible. So if this is not visible, the image is being placed over there. If this layer palette is not visible, suppose I'm closing it. If this is not visible, then suppose this is not visible. Now can you see the layers? Layers are not visible. So if it is not visible, then go to Windows and select the layers. So once you select the layers, see here, you can see the layers of the images over here. Can you understand what I'm saying? Now, if this layer is not visible, I'm closing it. Can you see now layers? Now layers are not visible. That means you cannot see the layers. So just go to Windows and select the option as layers. As you click on the layer option, a new layer is appeared, that is background is white color and the second one is the penguin layer. Understood students? Now palettes. Now we are going to use the palettes to our screen. So how to use it? On the right hand side of the Photoshop window, there is a separate area of a palette. So these are the separate area for our palettes. Now they are floating dialog box with the different options to help the users to edit the images. Now for editing the images, these palettes are being used. Now these palettes can be closed whenever we wish. Suppose if I want to close it, I can close it by my own. So now palette can be placed anywhere on the screen to float them. So suppose these are the palettes. Now palette and the expand dock. So this is my palette and this is my expand dock. Now click on the top of the palette. Now first we'll just click on this palette. Now drag the palette while keeping the left mouse button pressed. So see here, I have dragged it. Now the expand dock is present on the top. So expanded dock. So that means, so these are the expanded dock is present at the top right corner of the palette window. This is indicated with the double arrow. So this here, see here. So this is indicated with the double arrow. This is it. Now if I am dragging inside, it will go. If I'll drag it outside, it will come outside. So what all things we can see, you can collapse or expand the either of the dock by clicking on the double arrow, or it is used to keep the palette that we don't use quite often. So these tools we are not using oftenly. So these are just easily accessible, but they are just hidden. Okay. So as we are not going to use it immediately, we'll just close it off. Now, one more thing students, I just wanted to remind you, what is the default extension of Adobe Photoshop CS3? So, Adobe Photoshop CS3 default extension is .psd. So, what is it? .psd. Now opening an image. Now how to open an image? So for opening an image, first of all let us close this. I am just closing this. Now for opening an image, first what we have to do? We have to click on the file menu and select the open option. So what is the shortcut for open? Control plus O. So what is the shortcut key for opening? Control plus O. Now suppose I want to open an image. Which image I want to open? Suppose I want to open these roses. So I'll just click on the image. I want this image. I will select the image and I'll just click on open option. Once I click on the open option, my roses appears on my screen. Understood, students? How to open a new file, then how to insert an image, how to open an image. Okay, now we'll go for the further point of our lesson, that is selection tools. Now selection tools. So in this way we are going to open our file or images onto our screen. Now let us select the marquee tool. Now selection tool. We are going to start with the tool palette now. These are all selection tools. Now how to do the selection tool? So what is a selection tool actually? The selection tools are used to select an image or any part of it to perform cut, copy, edit or retouching the operation. So what is the use of a selection tool? So I may ask you the question, what is the use of selection tool? So selection tool are used to select an image or any part of it to perform cut, copy, edit or retouching operation. Okay. So students, don't forget, as I am giving you a revision, side by side you have to solve the worksheet which I have given you already. Don't forget, immediately as you see this video, you are going to solve the worksheet and revert back to me by submitting it to me today itself. Now we are going to start with the marquee tool. Now this is our marquee tool. So where is our marquee tool? So this is our marquee tool. So this is our marquee tool, and what is the use of a marquee tool? It is used to select an image or a part of it in a rectangular, square, elliptical or circular shape. So here we are having 4 different ways of selection of an image, that is rectangular, elliptical, then single row and a single column. So we can select it. So now click the marquee tool in the tool palette. The cursor appears as crosshair sign. So this means after selecting my marquee tool, my cursor is changed with the plus sign, that is crosshair sign. Now click and hold the left mouse button and drag it on the marquee to select the required part of the picture. Now suppose I am selecting this rectangular. So now suppose I don't want these flowers. the flowers which are present at the bottom. I don't want these flowers. So I'll just select it. As I selected and drag with the help of a mouse on that flowers. So what I'm doing it, so I'm just clicking. As I'm selecting, see here a dotted running line comes to the selected area. Now just press the delete button. So I'm pressing the delete button. So after pressing the delete button, can you see the changes? So as I click outside my image, whatever the flowers which I have already selected, that will get deleted. So if I'll save this image, then students, remember one more thing. After editing this way, if you will save this image, then it is going to spoil your original image. So please do not save it, because if you will save it, then the original image is going to get damaged. So it's better not to save this kind of a image. So let us go back and I'll show you another one. Another tool, that is in the selection tool itself. So here is my selection tool. In selection tool, I am going to select with the elliptical marquee. I'll show you the elliptical marquee and I'll press delete. See here. Now let me show you another kind of a selection tool, that is single row. Single row means what? A single row will get selected. As I'll get selected, if I press the delete button, that single line will have your deleted portion. Suppose I'm going to select it this here. So width of my image I can select as per my need, and I'll press the delete button. Now I'll show you the single column method. So as I don't want to spoil my original image, that is very beautiful, so I just don't want to spoil it. So I just what I did, I just have closed that. Now lasso tool. The lasso tool is a bunch of three very useful tools used for selecting irregular shapes. Which are these lasso tools? So this is our lasso tool. So in our lasso tool, we have three different tools, that is lasso tool, then polygonal lasso tool, then magnetic lasso tool. So now we are going to see all the three with the different uses. Now lasso tool. So this is our first lasso tool. So let us select the lasso tool. As I select the lasso tool, my image gets, now I am going to select it in this lasso tool. But as I select the lasso tool, I want to remind you, my cursor changes to the lasso tool image. So as the cursor changes to the lasso tool, it is an irregular area of an image. So what it does, it selects the irregular area of an image. Then click once on any part of the image. Suppose I'll just click on this any part of an image. Then release the mouse button at the end point. Now what I'll do, I'll just start dragging it, and just I'm selecting this portion which is there, the flowers which are present. So now this is the image which I have selected. Now after selecting this image, release the mouse pointer. As I have released the mouse pointer, So what you are going to notice? You are going to notice the selection as the shown in the figure. So this is the area which I have shown. It comes in the running dotted line which has been selected. Now this way we are going to select it. This is one way of selection. Now suppose, now I will show you another way of a selection, that is polygonal lasso tool. Now my cursor changes to the polygonal lasso tool. So what is it? It helps the helps us to select an area of a picture having a straight edges. Now here we are, do we have any here straight edges? No, we don't have. Suppose these three flowers I want to select. So what I'll do, so whatever we are going to select it will get selected only in the straight area. It is not going to get selected into an irregular area. So when I stop selecting it, just double click on it. See here, you can observe that lasso tool is used for selection of the irregular shape, but this polygonal lasso tool, what it will do, it will just select the area which is in the form of a straight lines, in the straight edges. So this way we are going to use the lasso tool. And if I press the delete key, the image whichever I have selected, that much will get deleted. Now let us go for the next is quick selection tool. I'll just make it quick selection tool. Now that is last is quick selection tool, or before I go to the quick selection tool, I'll just use the magnetic tool. So magnetic tool is very handy and we can select the area with the complex edges. Suppose here is my complex edges. This is my image. So I can go to the edges directly and I can select that much portion only of my, just select and press it if you want to change your direction. Press your left mouse button. So now see here, you can see the changes that I have selected it in a proper way, which will give you the proper way of a selection with the help of a magnetic tool. So your flower will get selected only that portion. It will not select the extra portion of your flower, and you can go till the edges of your image. Okay students, now these were the types of the selection tool. Okay, now quick selection tool. The last tool is quick selection tool, which we are going to learn for today. So this is our quick selection tool. So let me select the quick selection tool. As I click on this quick selection tool, what will happen? This tool is used for quick selection. As you drag the mouse, the selection expands outward and automatically finds and follows the defined edges in the images. So how it does? So see here. Now suppose I want to select. Now see here. It is getting selected. Suppose I don't want to select this. So automatically the image is getting selected on the screen. Okay. So this is your screen. Drag the mouse to your desired selected area. So just drag it inside, drag it outside. So as I will drag, it is going to come outside and automatically the image is going to get selected with the help of the quick selection tool. Okay, understood students, what are the different types of selection tools? Okay, this was there for today, and the rest of the portion we are going to do it in our next lecture. So that's it for the today. So this was our revision of our lesson. Hope you all have watched the video carefully and gone through it. So that's it for the day. Have a good day ahead.